Hello, this just in. We interrupt our previously scheduled program for a mental health update. Hello and welcome. I'm Miss Pengrino with Let Me Tell You. This month, Mental Health Awareness Month. So, I'm gonna do a Let Me Tell You and make you aware. Aware that it is okay to not be okay. I don't know about you, any of you, but I was raised in a family where you had to be strong. You couldn't, I don't want to say you couldn't cry, but it wasn't highly looked upon. You couldn't be upset. You basically had to rub some dirt in it and move on, which I tried for a while, and didn't work. Still doesn't work. But now I've come to the realization that my mental health is not always the best, and that's okay. So I'm here to tell you guys today that join the club. Your mental health may not be okay, and you may be ashamed of it, and you may be scared to tell somebody, you may be scared to talk to somebody, you may be afraid to try medication. To all of these things, I say, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Again, it's okay to not be okay. A large portion of our population today has some sort of mental health issue. Myself, I have anxiety and depression. Some of my friends and my family also have anxiety and depression. My father has OCD. Do we talk about it much? My family? No, we still don't. We keep it kind of personal. We don't talk about it. But my friends and I, we do. We're not afraid to. We're not afraid to announce that, hey, I'm a little bit crazy. But you know what? I'm okay with the fact that I'm a little bit crazy. I even joke with some of my customers at the store that sometimes without my crazy medicines, watch out. Now, grant you, I suffer from panic disorder. I have pretty severe panic attacks at times when my anxiety is just uncontrollable. And I suffer from mild depression. Some days they're just blah, you know? There's nothing really wrong. There's nothing super in focus for me to know what I'm upset about, but I'm upset. And I really hate the stigma that's put on this. A lot of people are worried about taking medication. That's fine. You don't have to take medication if you're worried about that. But there's therapy, there's yoga, there's different breathing techniques, and so many other things for you to be able to do. Grant you, for me, medication is one of the things that I rely on pretty heavily. But I also talk to people, and breathing techniques work pretty well in the middle of a panic attack. There are many mental health issues that we can encounter today. I mean, I used to be a psychology minor, and looking at the DSM, which is an encyclopedia for mental health issues, there are many categories that we will all fall into, or most of us will fall into. I would say probably the most common being anxiety, depression, OCD, and bipolar depression. And I know some of you, even just watching the first few minutes of this, are probably like, ugh, I don't know. I think I might have some of these things. I don't really want to talk about it. And that's fine. You don't have to talk about it. But I promise you, kind of helps. It helps to have somebody who knows, who understands. That being said, no one will ever completely understand what you're going through. I've had many people ask me, and ask my friends, like, well, I don't understand why you're anxious. I don't understand why you're depressed. Your life's pretty good. I don't get it. No, you don't, because sometimes there's things behind the scene that you don't see, and sometimes there's just things that my brain, the way it's built, the way it was put into my head, just can't interpret things. Because to be honest, when I was younger, all I suffered from was depression, and I think it was more just like this angsty teen depression. I hated everything. I hated the world. And then I got in a car accident. And I had a lot of health problems, to which have kind of fixed themselves for the most part. There's still some that we're fighting with, but my brain switched drastically. You know, things I didn't care about before, I excruciatingly cared about now. And it was almost scary to me because I didn't understand why something as simple as, did I lock the door, would cause me a panic attack when I went to school, or, you know, thinking I upset a customer and am I gonna lose my job? So no, it doesn't always make sense, because sometimes it doesn't even make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to the person with the issue, and it's because we don't understand our brains. So much of our brain is undiscovered, and we can't expect to know everything and understand everything. So we work through it and we talk through it. So when somebody says, well, I don't understand, that's okay that you don't understand. And you don't have to sympathize with me. You can if you want to. I know you don't understand why I feel the way I do, but all you have to do is accept that I feel that way. Acknowledge that I feel that way. Because no, your problems could be worse than mine. You may have lost your job, and I am so sorry for that, because I don't know how that feels. Or you may be struggling to put food on the table, and no, I don't know how that feels. And your mind is probably racing and panic attacks or depression, or maybe you're just fine with the stress. So no, I can't understand what you're going through specifically, but I can generally, because I know we all struggle, or most of us. If you are completely mentally capable, that's fantastic. Congratulations. But it's just not how it is. Not for most people. It's not how it is. So I acknowledge your feelings. I acknowledge your stress, your depression, your anxiety, your OCD, your ups, your downs, your hates, your cries. I acknowledge it. Don't quite understand it because you don't quite understand mine. But I acknowledge and I understand that you're going through something. And it's gonna be okay. As long as we continue to talk, as long as we continue to just be who we are, our crazy, our sad, our angry selves, whatever it may be. If we can just be ourselves and talk about things and acknowledge things, we're gonna make it. For the most part. There's still gonna be struggles, let's be real. We're never gonna be perfect. We're humans, and that's just not possible. It's really not. But day by day, we will continue on, and we'll have our ups and downs, and we'll have our breakdowns, but we'll still be here, and we'll still truck on, because we talked about it, and we acknowledged it. And if we needed help, we reached out, because that's a very important part. If you need somebody more than a friend, you need a third party, there are many third parties that you can reach to. And I know you're like, oh, well, maybe I can't afford them. There is a way. There's something. There are special hotlines and therapists that if you don't have the money, they'll figure it out. They'll get you where you need to go. Because don't think you're in this alone. None of us are. We all have that section of our brain that is just loopy and not where we want it to be or doing what we want it to do. And because of that, we sometimes need help. And that's okay. And I've probably said this multiple times in this video, but I want everybody to know that. You know, the stigma that we've put on this to hide what's going on, to be ashamed that we have to take medicine, to be ashamed that we have to have therapy. It's stupid. It's dumb. I'm tired of people thinking that I'm crazy, but I have loving family and I have supportive friends who help me day to day. And if you don't have that, let me know. Comment down below. I'll be there for you. I'll help you if you need. Even if it's just to write an email and talk to each other. Because mental health is so important to talk about, and it's so important to address and to get there early to fix the situation or to start working on the situation. Don't put it off. Don't be ashamed. Don't be worried. Well, if you have anxiety, you may be worried, but know there are others out there. Know that we bond together and we're here together to do this, and we will. Gonna wrap that up. I know, super short one today, and that's a-okay, but I just wanted to make this little PSA, because let me tell you, it's okay to not be okay. Oh, by the way, let me tell you, merch. Little tumbler. You can go to our about page on that YouTube channel and get you one if you need it. Also on the back side, Super Fuzz. Had to do a little plug, guys, sorry. Comment, like, share this video, subscribe. We're human. We are together. We can do this.